Hi, I'm Dr. Amanda Mulfinger, psychologist and owner of Cabot Psychological Services. Since you're watching this video, I'm going to assume that you're probably watching on your computer, your smartphone, or your tablet, some device of some sort. I'm going to assume that you know about this thing we like to call social media. I want to talk a little bit about something that I like to call the Facebook phenomenon, which you might be familiar with. Maybe when you've gone on social media, and it doesn't have to be Facebook, it could be Twitter, Instagram, one of those ones I haven't heard about yet because I'm over 25. You might find that when you log off of the app, you start to feel not so good about yourself. And this happens for one big reason. This may come as a surprise to you, but turns out not everybody is perfectly honest on social media. People like to put out the very best image of themselves that they can. Their ideal pictures, their perfect spouse, their well-behaved children, everything that makes them look really good. So when you go on Facebook, you're getting this tiny little snapshot that someone has chosen to show you of their lives. Meanwhile, you're sitting at home in your imperfect house with your imperfect children and your imperfect spouse, or even lack thereof, with your cats or dogs that don't do adorable things for the video camera, and you start to feel kind of inferior. You might get a little grumpy. You might feel annoyed. This is the Facebook phenomenon, and it happens because of that contrast between the small image that you're seeing of someone else's life and what you see in your whole life, which is everything. When this happens, I want you to think about a few things, or step back before it happens and consider a few things. One, how much time are you actually spending on social media? You might think that you're just doing a half hour a day, but if you actually look at it and monitor it, it might turn out that you're doing a lot more than that. Number two, pay attention to how you feel when you turn off social media. When you get off the platform, are you feeling more connected to your friends? If so, great, but it's possible that you might be feeling a little crabby or inferior or bad about yourself. And if that happens, you really want to pay attention to it. Then finally, once you've gathered a little bit of this data, I want you to think about whether any changes need to be made. You might be dissatisfied with the frequency with which you check all these platforms. You might not like the duration that you spend on it. You may find that you don't like the people that you're following. If so, consider maybe setting a timer when you turn on Facebook. Give yourself whatever amount of time you think is appropriate, and when that timer goes off, shut it down. You may want to change the way you use it in terms of hiding the people that start to trigger those reactions in you. If there's one person who never fails every time something pops up from them, you don't even have to defriend them, you can just hide them on your view so you don't have to get exposed to the things that are really bothering you. For some of us, it works best to just take breaks from social media, or a permanent break. You don't have to do anything dramatic, you get to decide what works for you, but if you're finding yourself a victim of the Facebook phenomenon, consider making some changes and see what happens. Good luck.